What's up, man? It's your boy Jason Voorhees, UGA, Charlie Sheen, minus the cocaine, bitches. With my boy, Detroit's legend, Hush, man.
What's up, Jay?
How are you, man?
I'm feeling good, man. Just just got on stage, rocking for Danny Boy record release party, and my 20th year in Detroit hip hop. So it felt good to see a lot of my old friends throughout the year be here. And, it's just a good night, man. It's a moment to share with the Detroit hip hop community.
It's a milestone, 20 years, man.
Yeah, man, it makes me feel old.
Well, what I like about you, man, is like when you did the song Sprinklers tonight, I really felt that, you know what I'm saying? Because anyone that's lost someone close to them, or going through a struggling time,
Well, I think a lot of realness is missing out of music, and I've always included something personal, like my struggles or, relationships, things that I want to include in my albums. So that I know other people go through the same stuff that I'm going through, and maybe they can find something in my voice that'll help them with their situation. Everybody's lost somebody, somebody close to them. My mother was everything, so it was only right I did a dedication to her, and hopefully somebody else will be inspired by it.
When you did the Roses and Razor Blade album, to this day, man, that's one of my favorite ones.
Let me tell you, I was gonna commit suicide right before Roses and Razor Blades album. And my mother came down into the basement room. I was living in their basement, and I felt hopeless. I just got out of jail. Nobody would hire me. I'm working, trying to find jobs. I'm doing the music thing, but I'm not really doing the music thing. And it was 1995, so it was 20 years ago. My mother said, she read some of the lyrics that I wrote down. They were very suicidal lyrics. And she was just like, what's this? And we had a talk, and my mother pulled me out of suicide. Wow. She completely pulled me out of that. And it's crazy because she actually quoted Goody Mob on accident. She don't even know Goody Mob's lyrics, but she quoted them, and she said to me, "Son, you need to get up, get out, and get something."
And let the days of the world pass.
And I actually repeated it, and I said, and don't let the days of my life pass by. She said, "That's right." And I told her, I said, "That's a Goody Mob song, Ma." I said, "You know what? You're right." And the next thing I know, a couple weeks later, this investor approached me, and we went all out, man. We did shows in New York, we did shows in LA. I got signed, and the rest was history. It jump-started my career. And had my mother not been there for me during the times, to pull me out of that suicide mindset, you would be talking to your boy today, you know what I'm saying? And I've lost a couple friends to suicide, my friend Justin, rest in peace. My boy Disco D from Detroit.
Remember Disco D?
He hung himself. It's crazy. He had bipolar disease, and people go through some crazy stressful situations in their life and can't find help. So my mother was able to pull me out of that. God bless her soul, because she was my best friend. She was there for me. That was just a testament to my relationship with her. So.
What I really respect about you is you started out, like you said, you were breakdancing, and then you got into hip-hop, started writing, and it's like you're an activist now. It's like you have a message of something that needs to be heard out there, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of artists right now, let's just be honest, the industry is just really, it's not what it used to be.
Nah, it's like the way the system is designed for record labels to assembly line artists, not really get it as involved in the artists and their artistry until they reach a plateau of success where they really don't need the label. The label needs them more than anything, and then the label compromises and allows them to do a lot of songs with messages and things like that. But there's people that I applaud, like Macklemore getting involved in the LGBT community, and I think that's very admirable of an artist to get involved in such a huge movement, especially with same-sex marriages, going out right now. We got 23 states, you know, that have approved it. We just got to get the rest of them. So being an activist, I've always wanted to be involved in the community, helping Detroit. But I believe that more artists should get involved, and you know, it reaches their demographic and teaches these kids out here that, hey, it's cool to volunteer. It's cool to pick up trash. It's cool to clean up your city and your neighborhoods, you know. Throw them branches on the corner. Let the street come out and pick them up, you know. I mean, you know, I think, you know, it's 2015. I think we're headed in the right direction. I think a lot of labels understand that it's going to take a lot of kids, you know, the artists to be involved in activism. And obviously, I mean, from a money standpoint, they want to reach a larger demographic.
Yeah.
And they know that activism brings that demographic to them. And if you know, the people in that demographic like this artist for what they do for them, in turn, they will repay him by buying their CD, coming out to the shows, and that sort of stuff. So I don't do it for that. I do it because I love Detroit.
Love the music.
You know, I grew up on the east side. I love what I do, and I fell in love, you know, with rescuing the dogs. And to this day, man, you know, we're really rocking and rolling. We opened up the first no-kill rescue center in Detroit. Governor Snyder actually signed a petition, you know, actually giving us a special tribute saying that.
Oh, wow.
So we've come a long way, man, you know, and I'm hoping that I can mentor more artists to get them involved in the activism side of it, because I feel that's missing in music.
It is. So you know, working with the new album, you know, like, what was it, the L.I.F.E?
The Life and Times of Nice Kid and D. Yeah.
So how long did it take working on that album?
My whole life. You know, I mean, that's the way I kind of see it. You know, it's like the first song starts out with the like and some of the samples in it, like Planet Rock. You know, it's like when I was a kid, that was the first song that, you know, that I heard, but the first song that got me rapping was Ice-T's Record. You know, and hearing Ice-T rapping, which was, I just thought was bananas, you know, and then it went on to Big Daddy Kane, and then, you know, Boogie Down Productions, and then once I heard Public Enemy, it was over, you know, but then I started actually studying it, you know, and I studied the lyrics of Eric B. and Rakim. You know, Rakim is, you know, his flow, everything, and there was something about it, but, you know, Big Daddy Kane, I studied the syllables, and, you know, it was just people that I just latched onto. I felt like, you know, it's weird, it's like, hip-hop was like wallpaper to me. You know, wherever I went, I had to plaster the wall with it, and it just embodied that entire culture. And so the album, you know, it's a span of just how I feel. It's a much more up-tempo, good-hearted, good positive music, which is a reflection of my life where I'm at right now. You know, I got a beautiful, incredible family. You know, I've got a wife and 3 kids, and you know, and we do our best to raise these kids and do what's best for them. You know, I've got a son in college, so you know, they're learning from me. You know, and this album is a testament to that, because I wanted them to hear good, positive vibes and not the same old struggle stuff that I'm used to, you know, or the violent stuff that I'm used to. I mean, there's a couple things on there that, you know, I don't want them to listen to. You know, I talk about smoking weed and stuff like that. When they get to become adults, they can choose to do that, but I don't want them to hear my music and then feel influenced to do it and say, well, Dad, you do it, you know. So I do shelter them in ways, but this album is my life story, you know what I mean, in a sense. Maybe not in a literal sense, but, you know, if you listen to it, you can tell where I was. Like, I remember the stepping song from Pablo Boat. You know, we'd go to Pablo Island on a weekend, and they play stepping songs, everybody's doing a hustle, and I wanted a song like that, and D-Life just happened to turn out to be like that. So, you know, this album, you know, it's a progression of where I'm at, and I feel really happy about it.
Nice. Now, you know, something I always wondered was, how did you and Melanie get together? Like, how did that come about? Because, you know, she's being from the gap, you know, or she did a lot of tracks with Group the Real, you know what I'm saying? So, like, how did that come about?
Me and Melanie met in the studio a while back, long time ago, and I really respected her hustle. She was out there, you know, like grinding and getting their hooks on, you know, on people's songs and stuff like that. And then I ran into her one day, and we did a song together with this other cat, Jay Bong, and came out really good, and me and Mel had talked because we were both national artists at the time, and we both just said we need to do something together, and I called her up right before I started the album. I said, okay, well, I'm getting ready to start the album, like let's get into it, and she was like, I'm there. She showed up, and I'm telling you, man, she blessed me with incredible choruses that, I don't know, most chorus, like most singer-songwriters, they take like 3 hours to write something, and then it's just about, getting it, mastering it in the booth. That's the hard part, the harmonies, stuff. Melody is a beast, man. Everything that's on that album, she came up with in one take. And she sang it in one take. She's a real go-getter when it comes to this music. And, for me to have her on something like 6 tracks or something like that on the album, it obviously we work good together.
Nice, good chemistry.
Yeah.
So like, what do you want to say? Because it's gonna be on the Jason Voorhees YouTube channel. Like, what would you like to say is like one of your favorite moments in the music industry? Like, one that just stands out. Wow. I know there's probably a lot.
There's so many though.
Like one that just pops out.
Oh, well, that has to be opening up for Eminem at Comerica Park.
Really?
2005 for the Anger Management Tour. Coming out with Nate Dogg and doing Hush Is Coming in front of 20,000 kids inside Comerica Park. Like, I had just got off tour with him from the Anger Management Tour, and the last date was Tiger Stadium. And to get the call, we had just did Madison Square Garden, and Paul Rosenberg called me and said, hey, what do you think about doing Hush Is Coming, open up for him at Comerica Park? And I was like, I'm in. Right? Like, you ain't gotta say a word. And then M called me and he's like, are you gonna be able to pull it off? Because Nate was like, it was around his birthday time, and he was trying to stay in LA. He was warned he was trying to throw like a birthday party for him or whatever. And I told him that I'd throw him a birthday party if he came. So he was like, bet. And so he came. We did sound check. Then we went to Club Envy and had a birthday party for him, and that was amazing because it was like food and just chilling, and we had already did the song in LA, so